Alright, what up everybody? It's your boy Akeem. Welcome to this vlog. Here to give you a scout report on Hroniss Grasu, the center coming out of Oregon. Now he's from Los Angeles, California, and he was not heavily recruited coming out of high school. He was a 3-star recruit according to Rivals.com. But he ended up picking Oregon, and Oregon had a lot of faith in him, in which he had 52 consecutive starts for the Ducks, and that offensive line helped pave the way for many of the running backs. Great yardage on the ground, and he was also a decent pass blocker in the passing game as well. Helped out Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Mariota make it onto the national championship and win the Heisman this past season. And speaking of this past season, he was a second-team All-American selection and a finalist for the Remington Award given to the nation's top center. And he actually had a great illustrious career as an Oregon Duck, as a great blocker. Let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, his strengths. He's definitely a great leader in that offensive line due to his great experience over the years. 52 straight starts, that is amazing. So that shows you that he has a lot of experience, and he's also a good leader in understanding where to set up certain blocks and come up with different schemes for blocking. He's done a great job, and he definitely has a great technique. Also, he has pretty decent speed. He runs a 5 flat 40 in the 40 time. I think that's decent speed to get to the second level and become a good blocker in the run game. I think he could be a good zone blocking center, just like how he was utilized as an ideal center for the Oregon Ducks. Now, another strength that I do like about him is, like I mentioned, his leadership skills, but I do like the fact that he does plant his feet pretty well in his blocking technique. He does use his footwork well. He's pretty agile with his feet, in my opinion. Watching over the tape, he definitely does a good job in his techniques. Now, let's talk about his weaknesses, though. Even though he has good techniques and he does have the brains, he really doesn't have the physicality that you want and all around in him. He is a good blocker, but mind you, he is playing against smaller athletes in college compared to bigger, faster athletes in the National Football League. Due to the fact that he is a little bit shorter in weight, he weighs 297 pounds at 6'3", which is an okay size, an average size, but you kind of want your center to be a little bit bigger at the next level. And especially in short yardage situations, he's not going to be that effective as a blocker in short yardage downs and get leverage against the opposing players. He needs to just bulk up possibly just a little bit, add a little bit more weight into the position in order to play the position effectively. Another weakness that he does have is also the fact that sometimes he could be, I mentioned, he could be a little bit overpowered because he sometimes put his head down once he makes contact. He needs to keep his head up just a little bit. Now, he does have some great technique as far as putting his hand placements and his footwork, but sometimes as he leans forward a little bit, he sometimes puts his head down. That is one thing he does need to work on. He can get lazy at times, but the majority of the time he does have his head up, but sometimes he might put his head down, which gives the defenseman opportunities to swat his head away to get to the quarterback or get to the ball carrier, and that could be a little bit of an issue. But I still think he's a decent player, and I actually have him projected in the 3rd round of this year's draft, late 2nd round at best, but I see him more as a 3rd round, which is a solid selection. As far as centers for the past couple of years in the National Football League's draft, they haven't been really projected really high, and because teams are more in dire need for guards and offensive tackles. But I still think that Grasu is a good center that teams can have, and a team that could look after him is the Seattle Seahawks, because they got rid of Max Unger, who is now with the New Orleans Saints. So the Seahawks definitely have their eyes on Grasu in this year's draft. Now, the next time to catch you guys will be in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to give you guys one more scout report for today. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.